If you are preparing for ATI TEAS, this is the math section of the exam. Grab a notepad and a pen. Answer the questions before I reveal the answer. That way you know if you are ready or not. If you score 10 over 10, then you are ready to take the exam. Let's see how smart you are. A mobile water tank is 5 over 6 full when a cleanup crew begins work. During the morning, the crew uses an amount of water equal to 3 over 8 of the tank's capacity. What fraction of the tank's total capacity remains filled? The tank starts at what? At 5 over 6 full, right? And crew uses what? 3 over 8. They are both fractions of the total capacity. So water is being taken away, right? So it means that we are subtracting. It starts from 5 over 6 and we took out 3 over 8. Both are fractions of the total capacity. So we just need to subtract these two fractions, right? To do this, we can make the denominator the same. The smallest number that 6 and 8 can divide is 24. So we convert the denominator to 24. I will just multiply the top and bottom of the first fraction by 4. So we have 5 times 4 over 6 times 4 minus 3 times 3 over 8 times 3. So this is going to give us a fraction of 20 over 24 minus 9 over 24. So if we subtract that, we are going to have 11 over 24. So the answer is B. A restoration technician mixes a cleaning solution using 7 ounces of concentrate for every 18 ounces of water. For a larger job, the technician uses 63 ounces of concentrate and keeps the mixture in the same proportion. How many ounces of water are needed? Let's look at what is going on here. We have 7 ounces of concentrate for every 18 ounces of water, right? And then we have 63 ounces of concentrate. Now, what is going on here? How did we get this mixture of 63 ounces of concentrate? Look at what happened to it. What happened to the mixture? You see that they made it 9 times bigger, right? They made it 9 times bigger. Therefore, means 7 times. You realize that 7 times 9 is 63. So if they made it 9 times bigger, we also get 9 times bigger. This we also get 9 times bigger, right? So we will be looking at 18 times 9, which is 162 ounces of concentrate. Ounces of water, I mean. Ounces of water. You see that? So the answer here is going to be C. An environmental sensor records the depth of water in a drainage basin. So we have time after rain begins, water depth, right? So we have all that data there. If the pattern continues at a constant rate, how much does the water depth increases per hour, right? Somebody would just say 23 minus 14 and it's 9 centimeter, and they will go ahead and take D, which is wrong, right? So you have to know that this water depth is not increasing per hour. We need to what we need to look at is the change in depth all over the change in time. So you realize that it will pick 23 centimeters minus 14 centimeters. All these 23 correspond to 5 hours minus 14 correspond to 2 hours. So this is going to give us 9 centimeter over 3 hours. This is going to give us a 3 centimeter per hour rate. The rate at which this water is increasing is 3 centimeter for every 1 hour. So if you take just 9 centimeter, you were considering that it is 9 centimeter per hour, but it is actually 9 centimeter for every 3 hours. So the answer is going to be B. A circular running path has a radius of 35 meters. A maintenance crew wants to place a marker approximately every 22 meters around the outside edge of the path. Using pi equal to that, approximate how many markers are needed to go once around the path. Now, what you need to understand is that they say around the outside edge. So around means circumference. Around means circumference. So we are going to be looking for the circumference of this path, right? The circumference is equal to 2 pi radius. And this is going to be 2 times pi is 3.141592654 times what? The radius is 35 meters. So this is going to be, so it's going to give us 219.8 meters. We want to place a marker around this path, and that marker will be 22 meters. So how many of these 22 meters will go around the circle? Right? So we are gonna be having what? 219 meters. All this divided by what? 22 meters. So this is gonna be equal to what? 9.99, which is approximately 10 markers. Right? So 10 markers around, 10 markers of 22 meters each around that circular edge. A certification course calculates a student's final score using assignment 30%. These are weighted means, right? Midterm 25%, final score 45%. Okay. A student earns 84 on assignments, 76 on the midterm, and 92 on the final exam. What is the final weighted score? Some students will just go ahead and say 84 plus 76 plus 92, all that divided by 3. This is going to be absolutely wrong, right? Because each of those stops are weighted. Now, let's look at assignment. Assignment is 30% of the exam. So, therefore, means 0.3 times the mark this student score is 84. So, this is going to give us 25.2, right? And the midterm is going to be 0.25 times 76, which is their midterm score, which is 19. Final exam is going to be what? 0.45 times 92, which will be 41.4. So now let's calculate the total mark. It's going to be 41.4 plus 19 plus 25.2, which is going to give us a total of 85.6%. Right? Now, that answer is going to be B. 85.6. You can still do this. You can still say 84 times 30 plus 25 times 76 plus 45 times 92. All this divided by 100, which is equal to 85.6, right? So the answer is B. A laboratory solution contains 18 milligrams of a compound in every 12 milliliters of solution. A researcher needs 45 milligrams of the compound. How many milliliters of solution should be used, right? So they said 18 milligrams in every 12 milliliters of solution. Using this, we can write two different rates. The first rate will be 18 milligrams for every 12 milliliters. Or, this is 12, please. Or 12 milliliters for every 18 milligrams, right? Now, we're dealing with 45 milligrams and want to know how many milliliters of solution should be used. Now, which fraction should we use? So up at the numerator, we're going to have milliliters. Down here, we're going to have milligrams. So this and that cancel out. So we're going to use this one, which is 18 and 12 there, which is equal to 30. Some students will just say what? Some students will just say 18 over 12 is the same as 45 over x. So remember that this is milligrams and this is milligrams. This should be ml and this should be ml. Don't mix that up. If you mix it up, you're gonna not have the answer correct. So this is just gonna be x equal to 12 times 45. All this divided by 18. And this is gonna give us 30 milligrams, right? And yeah, the answer there is gonna be C. A microscope image estimates that one sample contains approximately 6.4 times 10 to the power 5 bacterial cells, while the second sample contains approximately 8.0 times 10 to the power 4 cells. Approximately how many times as many cells are in the first sample as in the second, right? So when you hear how many times as many, you think about division, right? You think about division. Oh, now we are going to divide 6.4 times 10 to the power 5, all this by 8.0 times 10 to the power 4. And we can use our laws of indices here if that is not too difficult for you guys. So we're going to just have 6.4, all this divided by 8 times 10 to the power 5. Dividing a number with the same base, we just have to subtract the powers. So it's going to be 5 minus 4 there. And this is going to be 6.4 divided by 8 is equal to 0.8 times 10, which is equal to 8. So it's 8 times as many. So, and the answer is B, 8 times as many. An event venue charges a 195 setup fee plus $28 for each guest. An organization can spend no more than $1,575 on the event, which inequality represents the possible number of guests, G, right? So flat fee is 175. So you pay this no matter what. Then for G guests, you pay what? 28 G, right? That will be 28 times G. Now the total cost that we're gonna pay will be 175 fee, which is compulsory, plus 28 times G, which is the cost of G guessed, right? That we don't yet know. Now, they said can spend no more than. They said can spend no more than. No more than would mean less than or equal to 1,575. So it can be 1,575 or less, right? So it means that the inequality is going to be 175 plus 28G less than or equal to 1,575. And the answer is going to be A. A quality inspector randomly selects one component from a shipment containing 17 grade A components, 9 grade B components, 4 rejected components. What is the probability that the selected component is not rejected? So the probability of not rejected. So the total number of favorable outcomes divided by the total outcomes. Divided by the total outcomes. So favorable outcomes, not rejected, we mean that we are considering grade A and grade B components. Therefore means that the total number of favorable outcomes is going to be 17 grade A components plus 9 grade B components. All this divided by the total number of outcomes, which is 17 plus 9 plus 4. So that is going to give us what? 26 over 30. We can divide top and bottom by 2, and we have 13 over 15. And that will be the probability, and the answer is C. A manufacturing system uses the following equation to determine a calibration value, right? So we have that. What value of X satisfies the equation? We have two fractions, so we are going to multiply both sides by 4 to eliminate the fractions, right? Because you see that the least common multiple of 4 and 2 is 4. When we do that, we are going to have 4 into 3x minus 5 over 4 plus 4 times 2, which is equal to 4 into x plus 9 over 2. So this is going to give us 3x minus 5 because 4 cancel out plus 8, which is equal to 2 cancel 4 twice. So we're going to have 2 times x plus 2 times 9. So if we simplify this, we're going to have 3x and minus 5 plus 8 is going to give us 3, which is equal to 2x plus 18, right? Now we are going to eliminate 2x from the right hand side by subtracting 2x from both sides, and eliminate 3 from the left hand side by subtracting 3 from both sides. And now we are going to have 3x minus 2x is going to give us what? X. 3 minus 3 is 0, and x is equal to 2x minus 2x is 0. 18 minus 3 is going to give us 15. So the answer is 15, which is going to be C.